And this takes a moment. There we go. One piece of Terrasteel. Hello and welcome to another episode of Regrowth Reloaded. Okay, so in the last episode we made our Terrestrial Agglomeration Plate, but we didn't actually build the area that we're going to need to do that in. So let's go ahead and do it today. So first of all, let's take a look at our Lexica Botania. And then under Basics and Mechanics, we're going to come on under here to Terrasteel. Terrasteel is a complex magical alloy infused with a great amount of mana. Conjuring it proves not to be a small task. For starters, to create it one would require a Terrestrial Agglomeration Plate set on top of a checkerboard pattern of lapis lazuli blocks and living rock. Mana would need to be provided to this block. Sparks would be the most effective way. Next page. So that was the pattern that we did. We created our terrestrial agglomeration block plate. After the plate is set up and ready to receive mana, tossing in a single mana steel ingot, mana diamond, and mana pearl on top of it will begin the infusion. Picking up any of the items will halt the infusion, causing severe mana loss. The infusion uses half a mana pool total to create a single piece of Terrasteel. Multiple sparks would make it go faster too. So this is what our TA plate looks like, Terrestrial Agglomeration Plate. So it is 5 pieces of living rock. There's one underneath there. And then 4 blocks of lapis, and then that on top. We can hit visualize. And let's see if we can place it over here in this area that we want. Come on. Right there. Come on, right click on any block to anchor this structure in place. Well, we don't need to do that because we already know how to do that. Let's see, how do we unvisualize this? Alright, so we need our 4 lapis, our 5 living rock, and our terrestrial agglomeration plate. So let's go ahead and get this built real quick. So it's the 5 of those, 4 of these, and our plate. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to give this mana, and it takes a lot of mana. So what we're going to do is we're going to create what are known as sparks. Oh, and I think there is, let's see, was there? No, because we had to create the mana steel first. Never mind. So if we take a quick look in here, we're going to look up spark. And these are what we're going to be making. We need to make 2 of them. And these are made from any petals, 2 blaze powder, and a gold nugget. So I've got enough of that stuff here. There's the 2 nuggets, there's a blaze powder, and there's the petals. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to come up here, select that, and we'll go ahead and craft our 2 sparks and set off a bunch of fireworks. Alright, so let me grab my wand up here real quick. There we go. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to place a spark above here. And then we're going to place one above this mana pool. Now we should see that there's a direct connection between this mana pool and here. Okay, so we've got the mana that it's going to take to do this. Now it's still going to use up half of this mana pool when we do this. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to craft a single piece of Terrasteel. And that is 1 mana diamond, 1 mana pearl, and 1 mana steel ingot. So you just come over here and you throw these on here so that and it's got to be on that plate. See if I can get these on here without picking them up. Come on. Oh, it drives me nuts. I hate tossing things. Why can't you just right click? Oh, you can. Right click and place. Okay. There we go. We're going to let this do its thing. And this takes a moment. There we go. One piece of Terrasteel. And more fireworks. So let's go ahead and come into here. And that was in chapter 3. Let's go ahead and open that up. There we go. And we get 2 more pieces for our reward. So there is that. So let me see what we're going to do next, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so in the last episode, we created our bloomery furnace here to craft wrought iron, which we have. I've got a few stacks here. I have more downstairs too. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to work on a blast furnace. So let's come into our book, and let's go to chapter 5. What the world enables, and we're going to come here to blasting off again. Now that you've got wrought iron, you should be able to use it to reinforce some infernal bricks to form a structure which can maintain the perfect amount of heat to both produce steel and refine it. To achieve this perfect balance of heat, it must be run off of charcoal or coal coke. Okay, I guess. Okay. You need a total of 34 blast furnace bricks to build the blast furnace. Now, these things are a real pain in the neck to make. So let me just show you that real quick. These are made with infernal bricks. Let me go ahead and do this so we can see them a little bit. Infernal bricks, brick construction blocks, which we know how to make, essence of blaze, which we have thousands of, wrought iron lattices, which are easy to make. The hard thing was these infernal bricks, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second. So in this chest here, I've got the stuff to make this. Did I grab that? These wrought iron lattices are real easy to make. It is just 5 pieces of wrought iron in a cross shape in there, and that will give you a whole 8 of these, I think is what it was. The thing that was the pain was those infernal bricks. Because if we just go ahead and we look in here and let's infernal bricks. All right, and we look at that, and the recipe is, okay, an infernal brick is made with 2 infernal brick slabs, or a fitted infernal stone, okay, or chiseled, yeah, so it was kind of a pain to figure this out. So I had to Google this to figure it out. So essentially what we need to do is we need to make what is known as an infernal block, which is this guy here. And he is made up of 2 soul sand and 2 nether bricks. So let me go ahead and grab those real quick. I got the 2 soul sand and 2 nether bricks. And then they are just like this and like this, if I got that correctly. Yes, and that gives us 2 infernal blocks. And then you have to use a chisel on it. And you put it in here, and then you can choose infernal bricks. That's how you make infernal bricks. You have to make infernal blocks and then chisel them into infernal bricks. Kind of a weird way of doing it, but there is no other recipe for them. Now, I don't need these guys because I've already actually gotten everything that we need, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make these guys here, the blast furnace blocks. Oh, I did need those. So let's go ahead and grab those. So the blast furnace blocks were those, and that. So let's see if we can get this again. Blast furnace blocks. So just like that. There we go. We got 3 of them. We don't need them, but we got them. So I have now 42 of these things, but we only need 34, I think. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put it in here next to our coke oven. And I'm going to knock this wall out of the way. And this thing is a 3x4 with the, I believe the inside has to be hollow on it. So let's go ahead and knock this out. And of course, we're going to take up the punji sticks that are there too. With that, let me get my mattock so I can get my punji sticks up. 1, 2, 3 on those. All right, and then we're going to just put this down next to this. Like this, and then leave the inside empty. And then one more. Go. I'm going to go ahead. Do I have these? I got 5 of them. I'll put some slabs on top of this so things don't spawn on it a little bit later. Let's see, did this form correctly? It did. So we now have our blast furnace. So you take your blast furnace and then you put your wrought iron in there and some coal coke. And this is an extremely slow process here, but this is, and it uses a lot of coal coke, but this will turn wrought iron into steel. So let's go ahead and do some other things, and we'll come and check back on this later, because it's going to take a very, very long time for it to do what we want it to do. So let me clean up my inventory and I'll be right back with you in just a moment. Okay, let's take a look at our quest book real quick. We got that. Yeah, so we need to go into our detection task, get steel ingots. Let's see if there's any of these ready yet. Got 2 of them. There we go. So we've got steel. Let's come into our quest book. There we go. We get 4 more steel ingots and 8 more wrought iron. Let's go ahead and claim our reward. Go ahead and stack those up. Let's go ahead and put this away for the moment. Oh, and you can put the steel ingots back into the blast furnace again and get refined steel ingots. So, anyways, the next thing we're going to work on is in our quest book here. Same chapter. We're going to come in. What's this one? Fired away. Okay. Oh, titanium. We don't have stuff for titanium yet. We're going to come over here to full steam ahead. Steam is a great way. Steam is a great way to produce kinetic energy in engines, but you're starting to find that the hobbyist steam engines aren't cutting it anymore. Maybe it's time to up the ante and produce steam in larger quantities. Let's start with building a dedicated steam boiler. To build a boiler, you'll need a base of fireboxes. With the boiler tanks placed on top, they can come in various sizes. the smallest of which is one tank on top of a single firebox. Solid-fueled fireboxes run off furnace fuels. So we need to make a solid-fueled boiler firebox and a low-pressure boiler tank. So let's take a look at this. Solid-fueled boiler box is 7 bricks, a fire charge, which is a standard fire charge, and a furnace. So let's take a look at the fire charge, which is coal, gunpowder, and blaze powder. So we're going to go ahead and come over here. So we got gunpowder, coal, blaze powder. We can go ahead and make our fire charge real quick. I don't think it matters the order it's in. That gives us 3 of them. And then let's go ahead and grab the rest of the stuff for our furnace, which is that. So we'll come over here, and it is the 7 bricks, that, and a fire charge will give us our solid fueled firebox. The next thing we need is a low pressure boiler tank, and let's take a look at the recipe for that. That is 2 iron plates. Really easy. Let's see if we got 2 iron plates in here. We do. I think we might even be able to do this up here like that. Yes, we do. There we go. Low pressure boiler tank. Does that do anything for us? Opens up the next crafting task. Steam is okay. The commercial steam engine produces twice as much RF per tick as the hobbyist engine, but as a trade-off, doesn't have space for an internal boiler, so steam must be supplied from an external steam boiler structure, which we just built. So let's look at our commercial steam engine, which is 3 iron plates, glass, a piston, and 2 iron gears. So let me pull together the things that we need. I'm going to sleep real quick, and I will be right back with you. Okay, I got everything we needed, so let's come back in here. We are doing the commercial steam engine, and that is 3 iron plates, a glass, a piston, and 2 iron gears. So we've got our iron gears, we've got our piston, we've got a piece of glass, and I've got a bunch of iron plates here. So there's our commercial steam engine. So let's take a look in our quest book. We got that, and our reward, we get 16 golden fluid pipes. There we go. Let's go ahead and take a look now. We'll do this one here in just a moment, the fueling tank. But let's just go ahead and build this real quick, just so you can see how this works. So we can get rid of our hobbyist one here. Let's go ahead and pick this sucker up, get it out of the way, and put him over here. Hobbyist steam engine. I will hold on to the coal because we're going to need it. But this will work like this. What we have is our low pressure tank and our firebox. So I'll go ahead and put down our firebox. We can put it here. Put the tank on top of it. There we go. And then you have your commercial steam engine would come out of there into a rolling machine here, I believe, like that. And then you have to have it fluid pipes coming out of here. Let me move this over a little bit. Like that. And where's that? Top. And our fluid pipe would come out of here and into this tank here. All right. And then we need water. And this holds 4 buckets of water. Let's do that real quick. 2, go. And then we can put our coal in here like that. And I believe it's going to hold coal in here too. Yeah. So you can fill this thing up with quite a bit, and it'll eventually move it over here. When this gets up high enough, it will supply the steam to this engine here, which we will still need a lever on. I think we might be able to just put it right here. So that should maybe turn that on, maybe not. Might have to fiddle with this a little bit. Let me see, maybe we can do this and then put the switch back here. And it'll take a while for this to get up to a boil, and then you'll start seeing steam building up in here. But that's how this one will work, and the next one that we're going to be doing, not today, is essentially the same principle, except it's a lot larger, and that is, I believe, the industrial one. Here, is this it? Yeah, liquid fueled boiler, firebox, high pressure boiler tank. Oh, these are made with steel, I believe. Yeah, steel plates. So we'd have to get a whole bunch of steel to do that next one. So that's not going to happen anytime soon, because what's this thing up to? We got 12 pieces of steel, and it used almost a half a stack of coal coke to make that. So it's going to take us a little while to get there. Anyways, the next thing I want to do in here is going to be, and did we claim that reward? Let's check real quick. Full steam ahead. Yes, we did. Okay. Is a feeling tank. The small fluid tanks are all well and good for being able to transport volumes of fluid around with you, but a larger scale, more permanent solution might be useful. Large tanks constructed of iron plating might be just what you need. So we're going to need to create iron tank walls, and we need to create not 6 walls, but 6 crafts of it. 1 craft of iron tank gauges and 1 craft of iron tank valves. So iron tank walls, let's start with that, and this is just a way of coloring them, and it's on the last page. So if we just come here to page 9, that is 4 iron plates. We'll make 8 of those. So I've got enough here to do that. So so 6 times 4 is 24. So let's go ahead and do that. And that will give us the 48 iron tanks, walls that we need. Next thing is going to be, let's come back in here. So that gives us that. Is our iron tank gauge. Let's take a look at that. And that is also on the last page. So we have 5 glass panes and 4 iron plates. So we got the 4 iron plates and 5 glass panes. Let's come over here and do this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that will give us 8 of the iron tank gauges. All right, and the last thing here is the iron tank valve. Let's take a look at that, and that is a lever surrounded by iron plates and iron bars. So let's go ahead and grab everything we need for that. So we have our iron, we can just put them up here, iron plates, iron bars, and a lever. We're going to go ahead and do this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4 on those. Put our lever in the center. Iron bars around the outside. And that will give us 8 iron tank valves. Now we're not going to actually build this tank today. I do want to build this out over there. That is where our main steam generation station is going to be at. So that's where we're going to build that at. But let's see if we got everything we need for this. So we get 16 golden fluid pipes, 32 lava cans, and 24 iron tank walls. Let's go ahead and claim our rewards on that. And that is everything that I was going to do here for as far as quests are concerned. Today, there is another thing that I do want to work on. Let me clean my inventory up and I will be right back with you. Okay, so the last thing I want to do today is we're going to build a water pump. So let's go ahead and look at the recipe for that real quick. Pump, and that is this thing here. We're going to take a look at that. That is an iron gear, 2 tanks, and these are just 8 pieces of glass in a circle like that to make a tank, a bucket, 4 iron ingots, and a piece of redstone will give us a pump. So let's come over here, and I've got that in here. So we got our 2 tanks, iron gear, bucket, 4 iron ingots, and a piece of redstone. And let's go ahead and get that crafted real quick. Let me just come in here, select that, and there we go. And this is going to be used. I'm going to build an endless water supply over in that area there. We're going to build a big tank with all those blocks that we did, you know, with the tank valves and the tank sidings and the tank gauges. We're going to build a big tank that's going to hold a lot of water, and that's going to be what's going to supply our boiler that we're going to be putting in over there. So we're not going to do that today because I've got to do a couple of things to get ready. I've got to set up a pool over there that we can use for water, and then figure out how I want to get it set up so that we can start generating some power in that area. And that's going to be the beginning of our major power generation. So this thing looks like it is up to steam. We've got water, we've got temperatures up there. Let's look at our, go ahead and turn our engine on, see if it's going to work. Yep, it works like that. So we are generating power out of this. Our rolling machine is already filled. But that is the start of this. We can expand off of this if we wanted to, but this really isn't going to be used much, to be honest. So, but it's there for now. That's how we build it, and we're going to be building something similar, but a lot bigger and more useful to us. All right, well, that's it for this episode. In the next episode, I'm going to try to do some stuff between. I'm going to make a bunch more Terrasteel, so that we can maybe get ourselves a set of Terrasteel armor, which is much better than the stuff that we have here. But I do want to start working on our portal to Alfheim. We should be doing that in the next episode, and maybe we'll be at a point where we can build our much larger furnace for our steam boiler out in the distance there, and we can start generating some steam and energy for our base. So until next time, this is Desert Rat. Have a good one. Goodbye.